Hello and welcome to another episode of the Embodied Life Coaching Podcast. I am just back from my recent retreat and I want to talk to you today about the importance of working with somebody who has some common threads to the challenges that you want support with, right? Because there is an absolute world of difference between working with somebody who has had excellent training and understands things from a theoretical perspective, and someone who has done that and also has the lived experience of your stuff. And the reason why it is so important, in my opinion, which you can ignore, to have both is that it is only when the person supporting you has some of that lived experience that they truly know how to support you in your upset, in your goal setting, in reaching your desires, right? Because we can have a very clever list of questions, but if we can't relate to the challenges that the person in front of us is dealing with, we're never going to be able to ask questions that go to the depth, the root of their pain. And this, I think, sometimes is where coaching or working with certain coaches is more effective than working with therapists, because oftentimes coaches are more willing to share some of their backstory, some of their experience, so you actually know and understand, like, there is a shared experience here. This person understands my pain. And when you experience that, you feel the difference. And I'm sharing this today because it was so apparent to me on this retreat. So the retreat I have just been on is with the coach that I've been working with on and off since 2019. She gets it, right? And so there were points in time on the retreat this weekend where I went deep into my process, into my healing, into my pain. And she could hold me in that. Actually, literally, because we were there in person, like, she did hold me at points, right? She could hold me in that pain and in that experience, partly because of who she is, but also partly because of the parallels between our two experiences. So I don't want to make this a long episode this week. It's just something for you to think about if and when you get to the point of exploring whatever it is you want to do, whether it's a career change, whether it's how you show up at work, whether it's expanding your business, whether it's looking at your unresolved childhood issues, whatever it is. I really would advise you to consider finding someone who has walked that path before. Because there is so much truth in the saying, we can only take another person as far as we have taken ourselves. And you could sit and read a manual about how to ride a bike or how to swim, right? But until you've ridden a bike or until you have swum, you don't really appreciate what it is to do those things. And it is the same for when you are working with someone. And also, if the people that you are talking to and are working with have not worked through their own blocks, they aren't going to help you to work through yours. So it's just a little bit of food for thought this week. Just really thinking about, if you are working with people now, are you working with the right people? Are you getting the right support that you need from the right people? And if you aren't working with someone now, when you go to consider, who do I want to support me in this process? choose wisely. Okay, that is it from me today. Short and sweet. I had an amazing time at the retreat. I'm sure I will share more in the future. But for now, just let that one ponder in your mind, percolate, whatever the word is I'm trying to say, and notice what happens. And I will see you next week. Take care.